think it'd look nice.
Yeah. But we sell something called tricorn black, which is just a true black.
Heck yeah.
Why can't you just say true black?
Tricorn black, all right?
That's
Tricorn.
I don't know where tricorn comes from.
it's 3 corns.
I don't know.
Not one, not 2 corn.
We threw 3
Tricorn.
chucks in there.
Oh, that's a trifecta
Perfect.
of black.
What's going on, everybody? Oh, I'm sorry. I got excited.
Yeah, you jumped the gun there.
Move your sunglasses.
Yeah, don't clutter.
You put them there.
All right.
Dirty slut.
Look here.
Bleep that.
What's going on, everybody? It's been too long. We're back from our break. This is episode 1 of season 4. We're doing some new things.
We're on season 4?
We're on season 4.
What happened to 3?
What do you mean?
We do not speak a trace.
We do not speak of the tricorn season.
Well, season 1 was with Daniel and Grayson. Season 2 was finishing out that year. Season 3 was the beginning of this year. Mm-hmm. And up until this point, we took our little break. Now it's season 4.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, we've got some cool guests that we're going to have on this season. We've got a new sponsor, and we're going to talk about them right now. So this package is from Sigaro Cigar Lounge.
Shout out to Jamie and
Jamie,
the
Steve, two Steves, and just all the
other people.
Wasn't there
All
a
the
Polly
people.
in there somewhere?
Oh, the guy's probably like, it's Peter, jackass. Sorry.
What about Tristan? What about Denton? All right, we don't know everybody.
What?
But
No.
I don't know. I'm just naming weird things. But anyway, they sponsor us every month. We're doing our very first Sigaro blind cigar review. Gentlemen,
Live on episode.
These boys are dark.
So, just to give you people at home a heads up, this is kind of the new, this is going to be, pun intended, our new shtick. Once a month, Cigar is going to send us a banless cigar. And then on the episode, yeah, put that up on screen. we're gonna cut them, light them, smoke them blind.
Oh, here we go.
And then at the end of the
sticker?
episode,
They send stickers.
he, one of the guys over at Sigaro gave us...
Steve Danchise.
Dan Cheesy gave us the kind of the palette or the information on the cigar. So we'll give you our observations live without reading it.
Possible critiques.
This is not the
You
reading
never
it.
know.
So, this is Steve's letter to us. And kind of go ahead. Sorry. No, please. I'm sorry.
But so that's what's happening. We want to thank Sigaro from the bottom of our hearts.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for taking a very big risk with us. And just know that you guys will never not be on edge with us. So you're welcome.
So it says, Sigaro Cigar Lounge is proud to sponsor this month's Blind Smoke episode of The Bourbonist. In this unique feature, we will sample a mystery cigar hand-selected by Steve Danchise at Sigaro Cigar Lounge. We've each received an unbanded cigar with no branding information whatsoever. That's actually in this envelope right here. So, we're going to discuss our impressions, flavors, texture, different things throughout the episode. The goal is to let the cigar... Ooh, I like this. The goal is to let the cigar and spirit speak for themselves, free from preconceived notions about labels or reputations.
I love it.
So he said the only thing that we needed to know is this was... so it's a box-pressed Toro Vitola, dark, oily, it's Ecuadorian Habano Oscuro wrapper, Nicaraguan tobacco fillers, which some of them are undisclosed, and it's medium to full-bodied. We should get espresso, black pepper, cocoa, cream, milk chocolate, and baking spices. Good to pair with bourbon.
Wow,
Dark
just gorilla
rum.
gripped it, huh?
Dark, just dark rum or bold coffee. It's a great after-dinner cigar due to its richness and depth. And then we have some hints here of what it is.
It just says you're dumb.
So,
Good luck, you're an idiot.
Hint, you're an idiot.
so this cigar debuted in 2020. It's manufactured in the Rojas Cigar Factory, but it is not a Rojas line cigar.
Oh, great. That throws out all my guesses.
It shares its name with a famous historical period in Chinese history known for warlords and epic battles. And the company behind the cigar is named to reflect the idea of reclaiming power and independence in the cigar industry.
So what? It has to do with revolutions?
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make my first guess just off those hints. This is a United cigar.
No, you're not supposed to guess.
Yeah.
Are you? We're supposed to guess?
Not right away. Well, okay, that's what I just did. What?
no, you're not supposed to guess right away.
Like
Well,
I don't
did
know the
that.
name of the
Well,
cigar.
yeah.
I think I just. Well, that cold draw is excellent.
So,
Very clean.
just sniffing it, like, velvet for a texture, like antler velvet,
Oh yeah.
and then very floral.
It does have this is a very unique texture on the wrapper, like touch feel. Mm-hmm. I've never felt something like this on a
Yeah,
cigar.
it's almost soft,
It's
like fuzzy.
I've had this a couple
almost like
times.
pajamas.
Oh yeah.
It's a good nightcap.
Yeah.
Speaking of pajamas,
Put
my
on your
kids
pajamas.
are. That's all the bumping that you hear. They're upstairs. You know.
Breaking Daddy stuff.
Dang it.
I'm gonna do this. Should we light up, fellas?
Yeah. Heck
And what are
yeah.
you getting on the?
Then like cocoa on the nose and floral.
Now, see, I've been sick, so I'm not really getting.
That's a shame.
Dang, I gotta do like a Coke snort to get anything. The cold draw, I'm almost getting like a dark berry.
Whoa.
Give me those matches.
Heavy on the espresso bean.
Oh, baby. I like hearing that.
Yeah.
Heavy on the espresso bean.
A lot of espresso.
Espresso? It's espresso.
Well,
Come on.
we're in America, so zip it. My sister-in-law loves correcting all my American pronunciation of things.
Watch
Yeah.
him light this.
No,
Just-
it's actually this. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm in America. I say it how I want. That's a good shot. So it's espresso?
Yes.
Well,
ESPRESSO.
Espresso.
I guess that does make more sense. Espresso.
This
Can
is
I get an express? Oh.
Oh, right, one more
Right
thing.
to the mouth.
that's not what I was thinking.
let me get that express. Oh, to the mouth.
Oh.
Hot chocolate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm getting milk chocolate. It's very creamy, very
Same
rich.
thing.
Oh.
Don't be obnoxious.
Well, it's not liquid flavor.
I'm getting
Jackass.
pepper. I'm getting white pepper. Okay.
What
I'm getting
we're,
Himalayan salt. Shut up.
Actually, white pepper does have a
what we're
pretty
pairing
unique
with our
taste.
cigars
Dick Buckus.
is the investment whiskey
Hey.
finished in maple syrup barrels
Shout out to Mikey boy.
at Investment Whiskey. Would you like some more? You need more
I'd
than
like
that.
some.
Don't see.
It's dribbling.
Give me
Cheapskate.
some more. Been fine.
Dripped on your leg. Just. This actually didn't have a wrapper or a label on it, but
Yep, we got a labelless bottle.
oh, it's good.
Whoa. That's very good. That maple syrup is so delicious in that.
The perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
So here's the thing with investment that I love about them is like, and Mike will be the first to tell you, which he's going to be on this month, featuring their newest blend, the Cigar blend. I'm so excited for that. But this is the way that they do it is like, so there's an age-old just kind of thing that goes around in the whiskey world of like, if you have to finish the whiskey in something, you're probably trying to hide the taste of bad whiskey. Mm-hmm. But they don't do that. They age these things for maybe 2-3 weeks in the barrel, just so you get a hint. Just a hint of that flavor. Mm-hmm. So the whiskey shines through because, and of course it comes from Nobleton, so, it's going to be the best you'll ever have. But also,
the whiskey itself that Mike uses to finish is Demetrius's, which they make top-notch, I would say S tier whiskey.
oh yeah. And then the barrel of maple syrup that this was finished in was maple syrup from Demetrius's farm that they put in the barrel.
It's great.
And then they poured it out of the barrel, and then they put the whiskey in.
I feel like the list of things that Demetrius can't do is far shorter than the things that he can do.
What if he's just lying?
He could be.
About
we
everything.
wouldn't know. He's such a damn good salesman.
I got a farmer. He lives in an apartment complex.
Yeah, or he lives in a trailer, and
He lives in project housing.
right. He just rolls up.
He just has one barrel in his bathtub.
Yeah, the rest is just
The maple syrup is store bought.
I bet.
Yeah, 100%.
He's like, yeah, I got a couple thousand acres. It's just a picture of 1,000 acres at his house.
Or maybe he did, and he lost it all in a card game.
Dude, if he listens to this, he's never going to let us back in the distillery.
Those assholes.
He's like, assholes.
I open my doors wide to them, and what do? They mock me.
I'll show them. All of a sudden, we end up in his farmhouse basement getting kneecapped,
Right.
blindfolded.
Remember in The Incredibles? He's like, he openly mocks me in front of the class.
Oh, man. So, first episode back. Took about a month, 2 months off. I wouldn't even say the last episode we recorded was really that. It wasn't like a painstaking thing. It was just so fun.
Is that at the pool?
Yeah.
That was
The
fun.
relaxing episode. Or
Yeah.
2 episodes that we split in 2, but still.
We recorded it once.
Yeah. I just did a retro hail, and I got ground beef, like taco meat. So like spicy and some beef
Oh,
notes.
nice.
Yeah.
That retro hail is amazing. Mm-hmm. That is one of the cleanest retro hails. There is no burn,
It's burning me.
bitch.
Well, maybe. I don't know. But
It burned me too, so maybe Dan's just...
Bitch.
maybe you are.
Yeah, maybe you just, I don't know, enjoy
like,
pain.
Maybe just like shit up your nose.
Fair.
It's an image that I'll never be able to erase.
Just ramming feces.
Don't highlight it.
Don't help them.
Don't look at this. And you paint everything around it. What is wrong with you?
You just put up a picture of a guy snorting feces.
Just the poop emoji. Like right next to your nose.
Guys, I was mid-sip. And I had to stop.
What tasteful notes are you getting? Crap?
You're stupid head.
You're a stupid head.
No, but this is, I can see why they said smoke in the evening after a meal, because it's very full.
Yeah.
It's very strong pronounced notes. I am getting very much like a meaty, spicy note from it right now. And to me, it's strong on the nose. I don't know if it's just me. It could be. But it's good. Like, it's very pleasant. It's just, there's a bite to it.
Let's talk about bites. Because we're just kind of free-forming this episode.
Huh?
Let's talk about... You ever been bit by a vampire?
Have you ever been bit by a rabies-infested child?
Rabid
No
unicorn. My gosh, my kids are just going crazy in there.
Bunctious.
What do you think? Did you ever have a moment, or multiple moments in you guys in your lives, where you like there was a story that you were like, I want to be like that guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is there stories that like of either something that you saw someone do, or specifically like a man? Like, I emulate that person. I kind of want to be like that guy. Like, is there any stories that shaped the way that you view your own manhood now? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or is there like a specific person? My kids are professional wrestling upstairs. Just RKOs all over the place. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
I've got a lighthearted one really quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I think I need to think about it.
Spider-Man.
He's made up.
I said lighthearted. I know it's made up.
You want to be in tights?
The premise of Spider-Man has always intrigued me. So, like, I got bullied a lot as a kid, and so did Spider-Man. And so, like, I
Tobey
feel...
Maguire.
Yeah, so, well, no. Well, okay,
was
he
just
was the
kinda him,
first.
yeah.
It was the first. He was the first live action.
I don't know if Tom Holland got bullied. Andrew Garfield did, but Tom Holland didn't.
I don't know, probably not.
You mean in real life or in the movie?
No, in the movie.
Oh.
I'm sure all of them probably.
Yeah, he
got
did a
bullied
little.
at one point.
He did a little bit. Yeah, but that was actually one grievance that I had with the whole Tom Holland universe is that Flash Thompson was just kind of a dweeb. Like the guy who makes fun of him is just kind of an idiot.
Well,
No.
I mean, anybody who bullies.
Well,
That's kinda
yeah,
just it. You're
yeah,
just
yeah.
kind
But
of
I
an
mean,
idiot.
in TASM and TASM 2, The Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, and in Maguire's, universe, like their Flashes were assholes. Like that was the whole point of Flash Thompson was he was the jock asshole. But like in Tom Holland's universe, he's just kind of a dweeb. Like he's going to the debate competitions too, and he's just kind of a nerd. And it's like that's not a dude who bullies other people. Like nerds don't bully other nerds. It's just like not my experience. But so when I was a kid, Spider-Man always stuck out to me because I looked at that and I was like, okay, cool. So he, even though he's bullied, he's still a good man. He's still a good person, and he made something of himself. Like that was what I got from him as a kid. Mm-hmm. As an adult, I'm a huge Marvel nerd. Like I haven't seen all the movies, but that's just because some of them suck. Dude, I'm sorry. I tried to watch Brave New World.
I don't think
You saw that on the way to Ohio.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Like within the first 20 minutes, there was just bad writing, and I was like,
Yeah,
ugh.
no, you're right. That's why I forgot I even saw it.
Dang it.
It's that
Like
bad.
I felt so bad. And it wasn't a Captain America movie. It was a Hulk movie. Anyway,
That's why you're drinking from the flask at 8 in the morning.
There's another stupid line turning into a
Drink.
drinking game.
Got out of the car and fell.
but like,
Dan, you promised.
but don't say anything. But
I didn't say it.
But Spider-Man, as I got older, what he represents is someone who keeps taking hits but keeps getting up. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite movies of all time, and actually two favorite movies that I put up there against anything, and just two of my favorite Spider-Man movies are actually the newest animated ones, the Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh.
And because the writing is so exceptional, and the way that they delve into the characters is beautiful, and the visuals are insane. But one of the biggest takeaways is doesn't matter how many times you get hit, you always get back up. And Spider-Man represents, like, if you could take his personality and his work ethic and you put it into the modern man, like that's who you should be. Is someone who is pulled in all directions. Someone who not necessarily lives a double life, but who's always working and always, you got to do this and you got to be here and you got to save this person and you got to, you know what I'm talking about? But then you got to go back to your normal life and be married and have a kid, but you also have to go to work and you have to do your things, and you just get pulled in all these directions, but you still just do it. Yeah. And it doesn't matter the hits you take, you always keep coming. Yeah. And that was Spider-Man has kind of like really honestly shaped me as a man. Because I take it as a kid, it helped me get through my adolescence of like yeah, well, this superhero is somebody I can look up to because he got bullied, and then look what he can do. I didn't try to go swinging from walls, but but
Still wearing tights though.
didn't go around spiders bite me. But
That's
You
not
are friends
healthy.
to them.
I am. I love spiders.
I killed them on
You stop it.
He's got one in his hand. Just make me Spider-Man. Make me Spider-Man.
bite me again.
My wife will call me and she'll be like, "Kill it." I'm like, "No," and I'll pick it up and put it outside.
You're a better man than I am.
But that kind of it shaped me as a man now, because because my kids love Spider-Man, and so I get to introduce them to this hero, which they all understand. He's just a person that does good. But after rewatching these movies over and over again, it's just the hits keep coming, and he keeps taking it in stride, and he's still he doesn't give up. He just does what he's supposed to do, and it's a quality that every man should have.
I mean, to kind of go along, because I think that idea of perseverance really, when I was growing up, is kind of one of the biggest things that really stood out to me on like what's important is persevering through pain, persevering through the hard times, because regardless of how hard you try, they're going to come, and the world doesn't stop spinning, life doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So, you either keep going or you let it break you. And then you stop. And then you don't fulfill your potential. But similarly, it's a movie called 3:10 to Yuma. With
Christian Bale.
Is it Russell Crowe?
Russell Crowe. Yeah.
That movie is one of my favorites. And how, without doing spoilers, like, the whole movie is about him trying to basically rejuvenate his family's name and try to make his children proud of him, and basically he's trying to establish himself as a father figure, as someone his children can look up to and respect, by doing what's right even when all the obstacles comes his way. He still is dead set on doing what was asked of him and doing the noble thing, even when everyone else or basically, again, without giving spoilers, everyone else isn't able to.
Yeah.
Or doubts him or turns away. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that is a very good movie.
And so that, I think, to go along with perseverance is also following your own path. Like, you're not meant to follow other people. That's why God made you. That's why God made you different from everyone else. People may be similar, and especially in certain, I guess you would say, chapters of your life, you're going to find people who are similar-minded, similar, basically just to who you are, and they're supposed to help you, but it's only God knows if they're there for the long haul, if they're there, or they're there just for that one chapter, couple chapters. To help you basically move and continue further on your journey. But ultimately, it's about you and your journey and about God's walk with you.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, what he's trying to do is tell a beautiful story through you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well said,
usually that story is a story of perseverance, redemption.
Yeah. Joseph?
Yeah, well said.
I gave you time to think, dude.
You did. The one...
did the best I could.
Yeah, you did. I remember the one thing that I watched a lot growing up, my brother and I, actually most of my siblings, the Daniel Boone Show with Fess Parker. And we first saw the show when everything in my family kind of erupted. My dad was no longer in the house. And there was something about Fess Parker's portrayal of Daniel Boone that just really resonated. You know, this man, he was a frontiersman. And it's been so many years, I don't remember like the different things that really stood out, like clear examples. But just, he had a way of conducting himself, handling people. There was one in particular where This just came to mind. He had been accused of something that he didn't do, and he stated his case, and they didn't believe him, and they were trying to beat the truth out of him. And so most of the episode is mostly dialogue, but it's, there is like, parts where they're like, punching him and, not giving him water and food. But then at the very end, somehow the truth came out, and I don't remember how. And at the end of it, like, he just instantly forgave them because he saw, like, you guys were just trying to do your job. I think they might have been like deputies, and there was some crisis they were trying to get to the bottom of, and everything pointed to him. I think he might have been, like, just wrong place, wrong time, and it looked like he had killed this person. But I just remember watching that thinking, wow, like, I would have been, like my 13-year-old self thinking, I would have been swearing at them. I would have been mad, like, how, I didn't do it. What's wrong with you guys, And he just, he just took it. He's like, I've told you that, this wasn't me. And at the end of it, like, he forgave him, and he just, just moved on. And that just really stuck with me, of this man that he was secure enough in what the truth was. Like, he knew it. And he's like, look, I'll die for it. I didn't do it. If you guys, are convinced that I did, the blood's on your hand. And anyway, so there was just something really heroic and masculine about that he was so firm in his beliefs, in the truth, that he was willing to die for it. And it's, and there was just something, it just spoke to the of the, how temporary this life is, that in some ways death isn't the worst thing that can happen to you. Actually, really, I've heard theologians talk about this. Death isn't the worst thing that can happen. Even Jesus talks about this. It's, be wary of the one that can steal your soul, condemn your soul. And it's like, okay, well, like, death isn't the worst thing that can happen to me. We have a loving God. He's not going to leave my children orphans. He'll take care of them. And so, anyways, that stood out to me as a kid, and I just really admired that scene. And the rest of the show was great because that same good character carried on, throughout the whole show. The way he handled the, like, dealt with Indians and bad sheriffs and bad frontiersmen. Just this firm but gentle approach that he took with them, I think, really resonated with me.
Yeah. Oh, man. So we're coming up. I can't get over how this cigar feels.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like texture.
I think I've had maybe 3 other cigars like this. It's very rare, but when you have it, it's just so pleasing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love box press cigars.
I do too. There's something very special about them.
Yeah, I just the way they feel, how I hold them, I like it. But then that deer felt, like that antler felt,
just very oily.
Yeah.
Well, and continuing to speak on the cigar, we're about a third now. Is there anything different that you're getting? I mean, I'm just kind of getting a really clean, easy smoke this entire time. It's very smooth. It's very easy draw.
Yeah.
I'm still getting the spices.
Are you?
There's still some pepper lingering. It's not a robust pepper, but just they're still there. The kind of like that ground beef is still prevalent, but light. It's faded off a little bit.
See, and I'm getting like a milk chocolate cream.
I'm still getting the chocolate.
Yeah.
See, I'm just getting like a nice. It seems like a very well-aged tobacco.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a very pleasant note.
It's
It's
fantastic.
simple, but there's nothing wrong with it.
Right. No, this is a beautiful cigar.
Yeah. And the burn, I think, for lighting it up with a cedar stick, I would say it's pretty clean. I think it's always hard to get a clean burn with like a match or anything because you can't like target it as well. But it's a good burn as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Well, to piggyback off of Adam's question that he just asked, Has there been anything, cinema, book, or just in your life, example, like any prevalent example that's really sticking out to your mind, that helped you recognize what not to be? Kind of, I guess the antithesis of how you should be, of how you should grow up and build and mature. Because I know one of them for me, and this is partly because I've dealt with just a bad case of the yips, or just, I guess, anxiety in general, just a fear.
Yep.
In Saving Private Ryan, it's the last battle. So they're
movie.
watching the bridge, and there's a guy up on the second floor who's in a hand-to-hand combat with a German who came running up. Yep, this is one of the hardest scenes to watch. But this guy is hand-to-hand with a German who's got a knife, and he's yelling out to one of his
buddy.
squad mates named Oppum for help. And Oppum is down at the bottom of the staircase,
Just
like
frozen.
listening, frozen in fear.
Yeah.
And he only gets halfway up the stairs, and then he sits down and starts just bawling. Because he stops hearing his friend. He stops hearing the struggle and stops hearing his friend calling out for his help. Then all of a sudden, the German comes walking by, sees him, and just lets him go, walks on,
Yeah, he's not a
and
threat.
goes back into the fight. That, I think, has been one of the biggest things that has stuck out with me, especially when I first saw that scene, especially dealing with anxiety and fear, is just you can't, again, kind of like what you said, Joseph, there are worse things than death. You can't fear it. You got to just, again, accept whatever happens, but you got to persevere through the fear. You got to persevere through the struggle. You got to get up those stairs and help the ones that you love, help the ones you care for.
Yeah.
No matter how harsh the situation may seem.
I think I want to tear into that scene for a second because I watched that with my brother-in-law, and he had a lot of things to say about it, and I think he's right.
Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like, and I really think that this is a poor spin on a redemptive aspect. I think they were trying to redeem that guy at the end, because then at the end he suddenly gets courage and he holds them all at gunpoint. And I really think that it's almost a false hero because...
Well, wasn't it after that plane blew up the tank on the bridge?
I don't quite remember everything leading up to it, but it was... He became a man when it was easy.
Yeah.
Not when it was hard. And I think it's a false manhood. It's a false sense of pride and strength. He didn't really do anything. He just cleaned up and looked like he was the hero, holding them all at gunpoint when they basically had no choice but to surrender. But when he was actually needed and his life, when his life was demanded of him, or potentially, he crumbled. And I think there's a spiritual aspect to this of the devil really only goes after those who's a threat to him and his kingdom.
Right.
And that man, the German walks right by him, and he just, he kind of scoffs at him. He's like, you're no threat to me. And he walked right by him, turning his back to his enemy.
Right.
And because he knew he wasn't a threat. And I really see a devil aspect in that a weak man is not a threat to the devil. And so the devil's probably going to ignore you for the most part, because you're kind of you're already your own devil. And a weak man that doesn't protect his family, his brothers, puts everyone else at risk. A weak father essentially, leaves the doors open for the devil to come in and attack his family. And so I didn't like how Hollywood kind of portrayed him at the end there.
Well,
go ahead.
To play devil's advocate, do you think they were actually trying to portray him as a hero, or basically just show that that's all he could do? Because again, piggybacking off what you said, he not only held him at gunpoint, but the guy he saw at the radio tower, just before, just before they found Ryan in the field, he was vying with, was it Captain Miller?
I don't remember.
Tom Hanks' character, to let him go. Right? It's the right thing to do. Let him go. So they did, and then he sees that same guy on the line killing his friends and his squad mates, and yet he shoots him after the guy tries to again play friend with him, being like, "Op him."
I still would say, and to be advocate to your advocacy, I would still say that was easy.
That's what I'm saying. Is he killed him when his emotions got the better of him. He saw him, it drove up a whole bunch of anger, and then as soon as he opened his mouth trying to play friend again, the German, he shot him. While he didn't even have a gun pointed at him. Like he was surrendering.
Yeah.
It's easy to shoot an unarmed man.
It's easy to mistake anger for courage. We've talked about this before.
That's a good point to throw in there.
Yeah.
It's easy to mistake anger for courage. Well, I did what I was supposed to do. No, you were angry and emotional.
Right.
Like that's it. It looks heroic and it looks like, oh, I've seen this guy before. I get your point of like Hollywood being like, what are they trying to do? Because I get your point of like, in the moment he was needed, he was not there.
Right.
In the moments where, oh, I've seen this act before. I've seen you do this before. I'm not going to show you the same mercy. That's emotional.
Yeah.
That's an emotional decision.
Right.
I'm going to shoot you because last time we should have. But that's a decision that any person can make ever.
Right.
And then,
you know what I mean?
To go on top of that, one of my favorite movies is Fury. In that movie, that's about a tank squadron in World War II, basically they're given these missions while they are severely undermanned and underhelped, and yet they continue to succeed until, again, the final mission when they're all by themselves, and they have to hold this crossroads at all costs. And so, well, spoiler alert, I'm not going to save you this time, bastards. Basically, everyone in the tank ends up dying except this kid. But this kid at the start of the movie will not shoot anyone. Like, I'm not going to kill these people. Like, that's the wrong thing to do in general. And then the entire movie is Brad Pitt's character, the commander, trying to teach this kid, if you don't, then your brothers are going to die. Like, you have to defend yourself. Because that's what we're doing. We're trying to defend ourselves. We're trying to help protect the people who couldn't protect themselves against Hitler and his army. And so throughout the movie, it's him slowly kind of building up these walls to where he can then stand with his brothers and protect each other to continue to carry out their missions. And at the end, he's the only one alive because everyone else has died. But he ends up surviving even after the Germans completely overtake the crossroads. But it wasn't until they dropped thousands of Germans in this tank. And so, like, that is a character who's very similar to Oppum in Saving Private Ryan, to where they're both very young, very new. In fact, he's a very similar character in the fact that I think he was supposed to be a clerical typist just like Oppum. And then he gets thrown into being the assistant driver in this tank at 18 years old. He's only been in the Army, I think he said, 6 weeks at the point that he gets sent in. So, like, he's a greenie. And yet, by the end of the movie, he's there with his brothers. And in fact, he's the one who steps up with Brad Pitt's character and says, I will stand with you in this tank, and I will protect this crossroads, while everyone else is scared and wants to run, and because their tank can't work, basically. It doesn't work except the guns. And so he ends up standing with Brad Pitt's character and goes, no, I will stand and I will fight to the death.
Right. See, yeah, and that's a man in the making. You know, you kind of see an evolution of boyhood to manhood, and at the pinnacle point of that movie is when he steps up.
Right.
I think that's the difference. Whereas in Private Ryan, it's the opposite. At the pivotal moment, the guy doesn't step up, and then he gets a false shot at glory and redemption, but it's, he knows the truth. We all know the truth watching it.
Well, and I wonder if that's because, especially, I think if I'm remembering correctly, one of Opum's opportunities to really be in the midst of combat is at that radio tower when they're taking the hill and the medic ends up dying. But Tom Hanks' character tells Opum to stay back and to wait until they take the hill and then to bring up all the equipment. So I wonder if because Tom Hanks' character had him sit back and wait when it was a very intense battle, so much so that the medic ended up dying. I wonder if that's partly he didn't have that maturing opportunity before that time in which his buddy was calling upon his name, asking for his help.
Right. Yeah.
Well, at what point, if I may ask, at what point during a maturing opportunity are you supposed to seize it and when are you supposed to let it go? So, like, I think moments, like, not, obviously not every one of us is going to be in a life and death situation every moment of our lives, but to put it metaphorically, there are decisions that should be made as a man. There are decisions that are difficult ones that you're going to leave somebody pissed off, but you believing that it's the right thing because you're taking the right course of action. Those happen all the time. And so, like, to your point, when is the right time to step up then? Because, like, if he hadn't had any moments until then to man up, fine. That was his moment and he didn't.
Well, and that's where I would say every opportunity that comes up for you to grow, you should take it. That doesn't mean you need to be successful in it.
But you should take the opportunity to face the growth.
Yeah,
you should still take it.
Who was it
fought
said?
in the arena and lost than to have never fought in the arena at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something along the...
Yeah,
That's
better
very
to have
similar.
tried and failed than never to have tried at all.
Yeah. Because, I mean, no one's asking you to be perfect. But
Right.
if you show up and you're giving 100% and people... I mean, you don't do this so other people can see you're trying 100%. But if people can see you're trying 100%, when you fail, they're not going to have... They're not... More often than not, they tend not to come down as hard on you, especially if it's a person who has seniority or authority over you.
Yeah.
So, like, a prime example is I was doing a dinner. This was like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And our head chef, obviously, he's worked his ass off to build up a very respectful name for himself, especially in the culinary industry, at least in the country club industry, as far as I know. And he's very good at what he does. Now, he's very demanding. He has a hard time communicating. And so people have a hard time with him, and he's very hard on people. But he also demands excellence, because he demands excellence out of himself. And he knows that, especially him being the head chef, if there's a weak link, that falls back on his name, that falls back on the country club's name. And he knows that especially he is kind of the key. So if he doesn't hold higher standards for himself and his kitchen staff, as well as front of house staff, it looks poorly on him. It looks poorly on the country club. So one day, I'm serving a dinner and I'm carrying a lot of the food trays. And so there's usually there's 6 plates that I can get on a tray. 6 plates that have been pre-plated, because that's what our country club does, is pre-plated dinners for the most part. So 6 plates, and then they have their toppers on, their metal toppers to keep the plates warm. And then you can also stack them. And then so I'm running these trays out, and I'm in the middle of just, I guess you could say I'm just kind of coasting, because I know what my mission is.
Yeah.
So I'm going in, grabbing 6 plates, running the tray out, finding an open tray jack, setting it down so the other people can then serve. So I'm doing circles. And I come in, got a tray jack, put the tray down on the tray jack, but I do it pretty quickly and without thinking. So when I set the first stack of 3 plates down turns out the tray wasn't on the tray rack evenly, and the tray topples over three plates that have been pre-plated, and they've been plated to look a certain way, because that's a big part of like those pre-plated dinners. Is they're supposed to look very nice.
Right.
Break them, all 3 plates go down, which means that's 3 plates he has to remake. And there's like four to 6 different things that go on the plate in pre-portioned things. So immediately I just grabbed three extra hot plates, threw it towards him. I didn't say sorry. I just kind of looked down, grabbed a new tray. I helped clean up a little bit, and then as soon as the next 3 plates were ready, I ran all 6, ran out. He didn't yell at me, didn't scream at me, which he typically kind of would. But from my point of view, because he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I went like this. So he saw, like, I wasn't messing around. I wasn't I wasn't talking to him or any of the kitchen staff. I was there to work. And I was busting my ass.
Yeah.
And yet, when I made a lapse of judgment, I failed. But because I got right back up, threw him 3 plates, like, that's where he never yelled. So
It's just the screen. It's still recording.
Okay.
We're good.
for me, I took that as he understood that I was giving 100%. So he didn't have to get on my ass and be like, "The hell is wrong with you? What's all this?"
Right. I respect that, because what's the point of getting mad? You know, like, you already know what you already know. You know, it's like, yeah, of course of course the food's on the floor. It's not ideal.
It's not like I took the plates, looked him dead the eye, went like this, and
Yeah,
then
like
just dropped them
like
on
a
the floor.
toddler.
Yeah.
Or a cat.
Yeah, or I will never get a cat.
Nope.
I don't need to say any more on that.
I will.
Cats are useless.
One of my favorite
Evil.
one of my favorite comedians is talking about kind of, well, mental things. And he goes, it was like an improv show. So people in the audience would just yell out random words, and he'd have to try to tell a joke on it. And so somebody goes like, cats. Or I think somebody either said cats or autism. And he goes, here, you guys want to know something? Autistic people are like cats. Down syndrome people are like dogs. Autistic people, a little skittish, don't know if they like you or not. Down syndrome people, they're the bros. Everyone loves them. You know when they're happy. You come home from work and all of a sudden they're like, dude, you're home now. We can have the best day. We're going to have so much fun. And he goes, you go take a Down syndrome kid on a walk. They are so happy. They're just out there living life, loving the world. And he goes, and then at the very end, he goes, dude, try throwing a ball.
But anyway, you were saying.
That's good. What was I saying?
About he didn't go off on him for dropping the plates.
Oh, I respect that, because I think of like a good general, you know, or just a good leader in general. You know, there are so many better ways to communicate in a tense situation than yelling and demeaning somebody.
Right.
You know, what does that do for morale? You know, I love the part in We Were Soldiers when the guy calling in the airstrikes makes a bad call and it drops the bombs too close, you know, danger close. And it, you know, right before him and Mel Gibson's character, they watch, you know, X amount of soldiers, you know, get burnt up. And Mel Gibson's character comes up to that radio guy and he's like, "You're doing fine, son. You're doing fine. You're doing good. You know, that was a bad call. Move on." You know, something like that. And I just love that. It was a bad call. You know, and whatever, I forget exactly what comes next. It was basically like, just keep calling them out. You're saving lives. And it was something along those lines. And I just thought that was so good, because what happens when we mess up? We're the first ones to know it, more often than not.
If you're trying.
If you're trying,
yeah. Now, sometimes you don't know because you're still learning, you know, whatever. But
sometimes you don't know because you don't care.
Or that.
And that's where I think a leader needs to ride your ass. If you don't care,
yeah,
then then a leader needs to check your intention. And if you're not in it and
Right.
you don't want to be in it, then
Right.
he needs to get you out.
Right.
Because you're ultimately going to bring everyone else down.
Right. You're the weak link. But mistakes do happen because you're still dealing with humans. So
Right.
to make a bad call amongst many good calls, it does no, like a good leader is like, I think he even tells them, you forget about that one. In fact, actually, that was the big line. It was like, you're doing good, you're saving lives, you forget about that one, and he moves them on.
Yeah.
And the kid, he's like, oh, okay, all right, Delta 5, and he starts calling out the shots again. And I just, that scene has stuck out to me. It'll come up in random moments when I'm struggling. But I think, again, to go back, I think a good leader knows when
Sorry.
it's okay. Knows when to check.
You missed that one. Let's move on.
Yeah, it's a bad call. You dumbass. Yeah. Put that aside. He knows when to check his players, check his team. He also knows when to, just move him on. Like, because the guy knew he messed up. So what good does it do to reinforce and make sure he knew that he messed up? Nothing. It's because in a lot of ways we're all toddlers. We're all learning to walk and navigate this this time and this life, and you just need encouragement. I think that's the role of a father, is to encourage his kid. Okay, son, you fell down. It's okay. Get back up. Take another step. Keep going. I remember learning to ride a bike.
I was just about to bring that example up.
I fell so many times, and eventually my dad had to take off the training wheels, and he gave me some encouragement. It's like, it's okay if you fall, and actually it wasn't until I saw a friend of mine who was a couple years, I think a year, was he 2 years younger than me? I saw him riding his bike without training wheels, and my brother and I, we observed that, and that day we just from his example, that gave us the encouragement to be able to ride our bike without training wheels. Is actually pretty cool. But I think that's the mark of a good leader, is to encourage in the face of adversity.
Yeah.
And not to just give in to those emotions, because we look to our leaders to be better than us, to have some sort of resilience that we lack. And actually, to go back to childhood, I'm reading this book on fatherhood and raising your boys, and one of the aspects that it talks about is it's important to wrestle with your kids, because it gives your sons something that they can push against and fight against, and in a sense kind of hit and be rough with, that they can't hurt, and it allows them to strengthen their confidence.
Unless they kick you in the balls.
Well, that is our Achilles heel. That is true.
Yes.
But it gives them something to wrestle with, and you can, and you're not going to get hurt, and you shouldn't get mad at them, because this is good for their development.
Right. What also,
yeah, no,
at
go
least
ahead.
from my own point of view, just to piggyback,
Yeah.
it also lets them know that if you've got a bigger opponent to face, it's okay to fight. Don't cower back. Step up to the plate and take your swings. Because life is all about facing a bigger opponent each and every time you step up to the plate.
Right.
But you got to recognize, again, like you said, a good leader's going to tell you it's okay to fail. As long as you're stepping up to the plate and you're still swinging, it's okay to fail. Everyone fails. And that's
Yeah.
usually when you learn the most. You
Yeah.
don't learn off wins, typically.
No.
Because when you're winning, life's good.
Oh, yeah, it's the best.
But when life kicks you in the balls, like a son
Stinks.
to his father,
Yeah, it stinks.
or maybe a father to a son, I don't know. Could be
down there, isn't it?
Yeah. Affirmative.
dirty fighting father, I don't know. But still, you still step up to the plate and take your hacks.
Taking hacks, baby.
So we're in our final third
Just
of
about
the
yeah.
cigar. Is there anything new you're getting?
Heavy baking spices.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit more baking, like a little bit of, like a hint of pepper, on the back end,
Yeah.
but I'm almost kind of getting like more earthy.
Yeah, it is. It's
very
transitioning to
earthy.
earthy. Slight barnyard.
A little bit, yeah, on the front end. I would
Yeah.
say right off the
Right off the cuff.
rip.
Right off the rip. On the retrohale, actually, and what I'm smelling a lot in the room is like fresh cut grass.
Yeah.
That's a great smell, by the way.
Oh, it's
Fresh
one
cut
of
grass.
that and fresh tar.
That's hit or miss.
Dude, when I drive by a freshly tarred parking lot, just
Now those guys are men.
that and gasoline.
Gasoline grew on me once I started cutting the grass, and I'm
Yeah.
like, because it signals something. It's not
Yeah.
so much the smell for me; it's what it signaled. But I'll tell you what, those guys that work with asphalt or well, you said tar though, didn't you?
I said, well, still tar.
Yeah.
'cause I mean,
Around asphalt, yeah.
Yeah, oof, those guys, they got it rough. Work. I mean, I just think our where I work, our AC went out. It's been out for the last 3 weeks as
Oh.
of today. So that whole heat wave, I'm not kidding. It was a sauna in that store. You walk in and it was just like, oh, it just takes your breath away, beads of sweat on your arms. It was just ungodly.
yeah.
But during that, a guy that works on asphalt, he came in. He kind of chuckles like, oh. He came. He's like, I just had to get out of the heat, and he walked into our store, and he never once complained. I'm like, man, this must be a relief for him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Crazy guy.
Them outside workers.
I'm getting a little bit of dark wheat, like really rich wheat on this too.
Like a burnt.
I don't know, like a buckwheat, like a toasted buckwheat, but just
Ooh. Sorry, continue.
no, that was it.
I
Buckwheat, period.
without an exhale, I'm getting like just on mouthfeel, I'm getting like dark chocolate, dark cocoa.
Yeah, like a
Like
90%.
Yep, like a real dark chocolate. Just that bitterness.
You're right. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a word for it, but there is this bitterness, and it's a sweet bitter, which is such a weird concept. But you're right, dark chocolate.
Yeah. Dark chocolate will do that.
This is such a phenomenal cigar.
This is fantastic.
Good job.
Yeah.
Steve.
Freaking Steve. No, this
Steve,
really.
what's his last name?
Dan Chise.
Dan Cheesy. Yeah.
Dan Cheesy. That's a great last name. Oh, what a treat. This is phenomenal.
Yes, thank you, Sigaro.
It's good stuff. What's some of the manliest stuff you guys have ever done? Where you've looked at it and you're like, damn, that was awesome. Go me.
I got married. That was pretty freaking manly. I proposed to that woman. Oh,
I've,
had a kid.
Yeah.
I'm
Had
raising
two.
that boy.
Hey, too.
You got two of them.
Oh, second one on the way. Second.
You
second
conceived a
son.
second.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's coming.
He's coming. We're less than 2 months.
How's she feeling?
She's doing great. She is such a trooper. She's doing better this time. It helps that we're not renovating a whole house. That's probably one of the most masculine things that I've done. Of just
Watch your wife be pregnant.
Well, that was pretty great too. No, but I mean like building my castle, because I always thought, I was like, I don't want to get married until I have a house and I'm established in my work and all that. And Jordan pretty quickly told me, she's like, that's kind of ridiculous. Like, let's build it together.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, but now we're building it. We built it together, and it was just, it was so great. Like I'm so grateful to say that we didn't fight during it, because I know some people who renovated a house and they're like, oh, my wife and I, we were at each other's throats and disagreements and all this. It was seamless. We were stressed, but it was never at each other, and it was just awesome. And I have this house that I know how to take it apart pretty much at this point because I put it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I'm able to look around and every little improvement, every little thing that I build, and every little addition. Like I just cut a door down to create a gate for the playroom, like a swinging little half door. But I took like a full length door and I cut off a section here, and then I cut off the bottom here and glued it to that other section, to keep, to make this nice little picture frame. And but to do that, I had to build a work table and just all these components, and it's pretty awesome just to put these things to use.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's a lot of work, a lot of time spent on it.
Yeah. I think men are at their best when they're building something, whether that be metaphorical, spiritual, or physical.
I don't think it was an accident that Jesus Christ was a woodworker,
I don't believe that.
carpenter, and bricklayer.
I agree.
Yeah. So did you know that he wasn't? It wasn't just wood. He was a oh shoot, what was it called? He was a
He was a god.
He was the god.
Is
living.
come on now.
Is.
Yeah. He was the English word, at least. I think this is English. He was a tecton. I don't know what the rest of that would be. Tecton. Guy. Anyway, so it wasn't just
He was a guy.
Yeah, they did everything. So like they would go out into the woods, cut down the tree. They would carry the lumber through town, and everyone would like offer, invite him in from the street, give him water, give him some bread, because that was the guy that was probably going to help you down the road, to build your house. And so he did stonework, brickwork, woodwork, like everything. He was just a well-rounded guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that was by accident. Like, there is just something so important about a man building things, working at the same time. I mean, I see it in my son, from, probably 3 months old, just immediately is interested with his hands and, taking things and looking at it from all angles. And it's like, kid, it's a ball. Like, it's going to look the same on the backside. There's no backside.
And then
He's like, oh, it's the same,
Spherical.
Yeah, and then like we have this little toy where it's like this box with an opening, and so you drop a ball in and it rolls out the other side. And he's just like, whoa, he takes it, he watches it, he does it again, and then you pick up the toy and he's looking at it and he sets it down, and he drops the ball in again, and it's just watching him figure things out. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
Just his little brain.
And then all of a sudden you start getting pelted in the back of the head by the ball.
Yeah, I'm not
and
there
sees
yet.
how Daddy reacts.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, Dad's a machine too. Let's try to turn it on.
That's right. What does that button do? Oh, this ball to his head turns on a really bad button.
I used to.
He gets all red. It turns on his blood pressure.
Why would you lower your blood pressure? So I can lower it. Why would you raise it? Yeah.
So I can lower it again. I finished this table. That was pretty cool when I created this whole thing.
That's a boy up there.
That's a boy up there.
As he runs across the house.
But, creating this and creating a place for this cigar, and then this was a flower pot that I turned into a cigar, an ashtray. And like, I remember one specific project. So I used to build furniture and metalwork and carpentry and stuff. And I remember my first project by myself in the shop was a wall shelving unit. So it was literally, he gave me the schematics and he was like, these go here, gave me the drawings, and I had to build it from scratch. And it was the size, it was a shelf that was the size. So it's an old like 17 or I guess 1800s house in St. Louis. And so they have these huge doorways. Mm-hmm. I'm talking like garage-sized doorways that are just open.
Yeah.
And so the shelving unit was supposed to go up onto the wall to the right and then go over and around the doorway. Mm-hmm. And so I just remember the day that we installed that in the house, and I just stepped back and looked at it, and I was like, damn, like that, I built that.
And that's good pride.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
That's good pride. Now, you could have vanity in that, but like stepping back and
Your
looking.
boss goes, I helped you, and you go, no, that's my effing door.
And you just grab his face and push him away and be like, it's all mine.
Right. But I mean, in that same vein, my father taught me a lot of things growing up. And then Robert, who owned the shop that I worked for, taught me a lot more things, I guess, about being a man and just owning yourself and being proud of your work. And I remember the last thing that he and I ever did together, we built these 2 giant walnut tables. They were dining tables for a restaurant. The legs were made out of metal. The tables were made out of pure walnut. And then we had this bookshelf that was for a different client. Well, it was going to cost as much as we were going to make from it to ship them. And so in the span of 3 days, we drove 4,400 miles, installed these it was on a construction site of a condo complex, but like a luxury condo complex in Phoenix. Wow. It was on I think it was like 8th or 9th floor of this building. And there was no parking close to where we were going to take it. So I had to carry 2 walnut tables and their metal frames across the complex up, and it barely fit in the elevator, so I had to like lift it into the elevator and hold it. And then we had to install them. And then we had to finish that, and then we drove from here to Phoenix, and then from Phoenix to Houston, Texas. And then we installed this bookshelf and another table that this lady had wanted. And I remember in the middle of it, we were exhausted, running on probably 4 hours of sleep.
I bet.
And I remember Robert was polishing the tables, and he stopped. He was sitting on his knees because he's sitting there like getting the drill bits and stuff together to put the legs on. Yeah. And he just looked up at me and he goes, "Man to man, I want to thank you. Never have I seen another man work as hard for me as you have today. And I doubt I ever will again. No one has ever done more for me than you have in these past 2 days." And it was just brute strength. And exhaustion and pushing through and showing up when you... Like, I could have told him, F off. I helped you drive him here and I helped build him. Like, I could have told him I didn't have to deliver him. He could have done it by himself. Which, no, he couldn't. Like, that was unreal. But that was probably one of the manliest moments of my entire life. Is not only did I help build these contraptions and these big things, but it took an immense amount of strength and fortitude to get this job done. And it was the last thing that he and I ever did together as you know.
That's
me working for him.
That's so cool.
Now, see, I've never had any sort of... I did home renovation for about 3 months when I was 16, but I was really fat and overweight, so like that didn't go well. But
Didn't work out.
Honestly, for me, it was probably... I mean, it was definitely losing over 100 pounds in 14 months. And at the same time, I was helping run a national museum as well as running a gym. And so kind of doing those 3 things at the same time, so I wasn't building like tables, like not woodworking, carpentry, but instead it was more building my body up and just kind of rewriting my future.
That's huge.
And then also being able to do that on top of helping run 2 companies. It just kind of showed me that when I put my mind to things, I can do anything.
Yeah.
Now, the biggest thing is if I want it. Because I do have ADHD and probably a little bit of undiagnosed autism. So, like, for me, if I don't want to do it, it probably isn't happening. Or I have a very hard time doing it.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, once I do it, then it's like, that wasn't near as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
That's half
But
of
it's
it.
always the anticipation and the the build up, but being able to lose 100 pounds, 100 plus pounds while running 2 businesses, that was,
Yeah.
because it takes a lot of work to lose weight, and it takes a lot of work to lose 100 pounds in 14 months. And then to do that while I'm having certain things asked of me, which was to basically show up and help run things, whether it be 5 in the morning or 9:30 at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Somebody said to use a sports analogy that what you see on the field is the result of hours of grueling hard work.
Years,
Yeah.
especially as a pro athlete. Yeah.
Right. And like what you're seeing is just what they've done over and over and over again in practice. And I think that is there's another example, the singer Josh Groban.
Groban.
Yeah.
Groping.
He trained for years with singing, and there was just, and he put in all the long days. And at the last second, the singer had to back out. I don't remember what the details were. And somehow his voice teacher said, "Josh is ready." And I don't even think he might have been 24, but I think he might have been less, like, younger than 20. Whatever, young man. And all of a sudden he was ready, and he was able to put to practice everything that he was able to put to work everything he had been practicing.
Yeah.
And I think that's the real shame, is when a great opportunity comes and you realize, oh, I'm not ready, I think most of us can look back and realize all the moments that we decided not to show up, whatever that looks like. You slept in, you skipped a day, whatever. But I think, like, manhood is a step-by-step process. And usually there comes a point in your life when you realize, oh, wow, I am ready because I made all those sacrifices on the back end.
Right.
And, I mean, there are just, it's an ongoing thing, but there are things that now that I'm married, renovating a house, raising a family, trying to be a good husband, I can look back on the past and see just something, it's just a little moment or a small decision that I made that made me ready for this bigger thing.
Right.
How does the passage go in the Bible where Christ talks about, how does it go? My brain just went blank. But, I think it's, courage is that's kind of like, not the end goal. Courage is like the test that proves, like, how far you've come. Like, when you've put in all the hard work, then there comes this moment of choice when the courageous thing is not the easy thing, it's the hard thing, but you're ready for it because you've sacrificed in all these little ways. You've died to yourself 100 times to be ready for this thing.
It's not a singular moment of sacrifice. It's a perpetual sacrificial lifestyle so that you prepare yourself for the greater good.
It's
right.
It's the habit.
Yeah.
Of sacrificing for the greater good. Because,
Right.
I mean, courage isn't measured. Most of us are never going to experience those massive moments of courage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like being the last person, like Lone Survivor, one of my other favorite movies. Being one of the last few on a mountain after your entire squad's been wiped out, and yet you choose to go up and sacrifice yourself in order to get the call out to get some help, or whatever the case may be. Typically, in every one of our lives, we're going to get these small, what we consider very small choices, in which we have to have just a little bit of courage in order to
Right.
sacrifice our own comforts in order to then excel and build upon in order to receive those bigger and better things. Because we are able to let go of maybe our own selfish and flesh desires for the greater good.
Right.
Because we know the greater good is way bigger and it's way better than
Yeah.
what our own flesh can receive in a small moment.
I remember when I was young, again, like when my the first couple months or the first year that my dad was no longer in the house, like this is kind of a small point, but like I had to kill my grass before I could learn how to maintain it. You know, I had to fail in so many ways before I could rebuild myself and learn how to do it properly.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
and I think, and that's the road to success. It's failure after failure after failure.
But again, you continue.
But you keep getting up, like to piggyback, to reiterate, your analogy, Adam, of Spider-Man, or maybe even like Rocky Balboa, who takes all those hits, and then, at the end, it's, he succeeds. And I think you want to be careful, like, success is kind of a tricky thing. Like, I would consider myself successful because I have a beautiful family. We may not have all the money in the world.
Yeah.
But that's not the success that I'm looking for.
Success isn't measured by what's in your pocket.
No, it is not. And it's more what you've come from and what you've done with and where you're going. That to me is a stronger sense of success, and ultimately how you end. If I can make it to heaven, that is a successful life for me. Or heck, if I even make it just to purgatory, that's a successful life.
Well, yeah, and this is something you hear even people who don't necessarily believe in God. Success is it's a subjective measurement.
Yeah.
Because it's ultimately what you deem as most important, and ultimately it's how much of that important thing or idea have you received. So, like, a big thing for success for me is wisdom. And so I would say I'm fairly successful. I would say there's a lot more work to go, but then again, I have my entire life ahead of me, however long that may be. Mm-hmm. So, and wisdom tends to come in God's time, not my own. So, but that is one of the things that you learn through failure, is you have to fail in order to become wise.
Right.
Yes.
Because that's when it truly sinks in, because that's the difference between knowledge and wisdom.
Well, you have
knowledge is knowing an idea, wisdom is knowing how to apply it and when to apply it.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, and the Bible says, says the glory of young men is their strength, and the wisdom of old men is their gray hair.
I have no hair, so I've beaten you.
So it's
No,
like
you'll just never be wise.
it's
Poor guy.
but
Well,
it's
after gray hair comes baldness.
but gray hair is clearly a metaphor. Would you shut up?
He's trying to make a point. You know what?
Both of you.
Oh,
I'm gonna
sorry.
clink your heads together like Three Stooges.
Sure.
Hey Mo.
Sure.
Try me.
Absolutely. Bitch.
But it's saying the metaphor of the gray hair is experience.
Mm-hmm.
The wisdom of old men is their gray hair. It's their experience.
Yeah.
You guys, terrible.
Sorry.
You're welcome.
And I love you both like brothers.
All right. You want to read the...
All right.
What
so
cigar are we smoking?
final notes. Final notes. So I'm ending on definitely real earthbound stuff, like real earthy, real just baking spices, like seasoning on your steak.
Yes, I'm getting like a Montreal seasoning. Mm-hmm. And so
There's
just
a
let
little
you
bit of
guys...
that chocolate cream left.
And letting
I'm
you
still
guys
getting
know,
that, yeah.
we're down at the nub.
Yeah.
So we're past the last third.
Yeah.
And we're down to kind of the final bits. Obviously, it's a little hot. You're going to get that at the nub. But yeah, I'm
Right.
getting seasonings.
Yeah, I'm not great at distinguishing all the different seasonings, but
Baking spices for sure.
yeah,
Yep.
Here we are.
I'm getting all
There
the
we go.
spices, just all of them.
All the spices of life.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Open the thing. Okay, here it is.
Oh, boy.
I have never heard of these people.
All right.
So it is a Stolen Thrones cigar,
Jerks.
and it's called the Three Kingdoms.
That's a great
That's a
looking label.
That
and
is
that's a
an
great
awesome
name.
pick.
That is a beautiful label. Wow. One for you.
Or would you please put that up on screen?
One for you. I will 100% put this up on the screen.
On the stream?
This is one that I have never heard of.
Nope. Neither have I.
But my goodness, this is phenomenal.
There you go. For you guys at home.
This was a
Good job, everybody.
fantastic cigar.
Wow. Yeah, that
Steve,
was
what a great pick. You want to throw that in here?
Yeah.
masterful. That was
That
so
was,
delicious.
That was an awesome pick.
Oh man.
Next pick for next month is a crack pipe.
You have to smoke it.
From their own Hubbard, Ohio. Nice.
Oh man. Sorry, a bunch of labels to throw in there. And my janky phone. You see that?
I like it.
My goodness.
It's been through the ringer.
Well, when you're working outside,
When you've hucked that thing a couple times, you know, things
Just
happen.
that's where a lot of our episodes came from, fellas. Thank you so much
stopped.
for joining us at the table. We have
Joseph?
Adam.
And Dan.
We will see you next time.
No, we effing won't.
You'll see us.
Bye. Leave us.
Rude.